Do you feel that wind? My eyelashes, they're just going. I'm just kidding. Sorry. I don't know what the deal is. Back to my channel. Welcome back to another Friday collaboration video. Again, I am collaborating with Jessica. She is my cousin-in-law over on the East Coast. Her channel will be linked below, so go check out her version of Halloween Glam. This is what I came up with. I have a couple little bat friends on the side of my cheek. I did a custom lip color, and the eyes I used Anastasia Subculture, which is a scary palette as it is, so I figured it was fitting for a Halloween video. And yeah, so if you want to see how I got this look and kind of chit chat with me just a little bit, then just keep on watching. Right, so if you are still watching this, you saw the intro, so you already know what the look looks like, but I film the intros when I'm done with the look, so at this moment I have no idea what I want to do yet. How are you guys? I hope you're having a good week. I hope you had a good week. It's Friday. Woo! Thank goodness. Well, I don't really know what I'm gonna do yet, so I guess I can put up my hair. So I was riding the train home from work today, as I do every day, and if you guys know me or if you follow my channel, then you know that I have an issue with public transportation. Not public transportation, I have an issue with people and just people being rude. And where are you going? Don't know what that was about. But I'm going to start priming my face with the NYX Pore Filler. You guys have seen me use it several times. I really, really like this as far as a drugstore primer. I think it works really, really well. It tends to break up a little bit around my chin, which is where I get super oily, but on my nose and on my forehead it holds out pretty well. I hope that you can't hear the construction or my cat going crazy in the background. If you can, oh well, that's life. I guess we'll just start by priming my eyes, because I'm not quite sure where I want to go yet. The theme is Halloween Glam, so I'm feeling something like super dark and vampy, but I'm not sure. I also want to do like a crazy colored lipstick. So many options. I'm just going to start by priming my eyes with my Tarte Shape Tape. This is my holy grail. The color that I use is Fair. It's my holy grail concealer, and it holds super well under my eyes. It doesn't crease. It's not an eye primer, but that's what I like to use this for. So I'm sure you guys have seen a million people prime their eyes. There's not a special way that I do it, so I just might fast forward.
Maybe not, I don't know. You never know. I'm just patting it into my eyes with my finger, making sure that my whole eyelid is tight.
Whoa, esa look! I'm just wearing my makeup like this for the rest of the day. It's a good enough Halloween look for me. I'm just going to go in and set my eyes really quick before I start with the powder. I'm going to use a large powder brush from RK. Honestly, brushes, when you're starting out in makeup, when you've done makeup for forever, they really don't matter. You can have your favorite brushes, but one brush isn't going to make that much of a difference. So just use what you have. It really doesn't matter. I'm also going to go in with my CoverGirl Clean Powder. I'm using products that I use every day. These are all things that you can get at the drugstore. They are fairly inexpensive, which is good when you are playing with makeup. So now that my eyes are set, I am probably going to break into the Subculture palette, because you know it is Halloween and this palette is scary. I was going to do a review on it, but the look got ruined. It's a really, really beautiful palette. I'm sure if you are into makeup at all, you've seen the reviews. Um, I had the same color blending issues that a lot of people had. Of course, the fallout is a nightmare. I think that was just something with this palette. Although I do think that there were different batches of this palette that were better than others, so your experience might not be as horrid as everybody else's. But either way, I think I'm going to give it a try. The colors are pretty cool. um, hmm. Let's see. I think I'm just going to start by warming up my crease a little bit. I am going to be using so I'm going to be using Dawn from the Subculture palette just to start to warm up my crease a little bit. You just go in there, look, I just tapped it in there, and if you guys can see, the fallout is, it's just a thing. So I just tapped my brush in there, tapped off the excess from the palette, and I'm going to go right into my crease. I'm using a really, really light hand, and I'm just going back and forth. You guys know the old windshield wiper motion. I think I figured out what I'm going to do with my eyes. I'm going to do sort of like a black, green, really deep smoky eye. And I am going to be, again, using the Subculture palette from Anastasia. And then I'm also going to use this Colourpop palette that was sent to me by the person that I am collaborating with. Again, her name is Jessica. Her channel link will be in the description down below. Go check out her version of this Halloween Glam if you'd like. But what I'm going to do is take this brush. It's called the C-Curve eyeshadow brush. It's from RK Beauty, and it's just a really small, very tightly packed eyeshadow brush. And I'm going to go into the Colourpop palette, and I'm going to use the color Rule Breaker. Is this Rule Breaker? Yes, Rule Breaker. And it's just going to be this black color here in the palette. I'm going to coat the edge of my brush just ever so. And then to start to build this smoky eye, I'm just going to press this color along the very bottom of my lash line, and then I'm going to smoke it up. I'm not really looking for anything perfect here. I'm just looking to keep that darkest black the closest to my eyelashes. You could use eyeliner, but in order to get the smoky effect, it's much easier to use a black shadow. You could also use a kohl eyeliner pencil, but with creams, they're just a little bit harder to keep clean. So this is why I like the shadow. This is also why I do not do my foundation first. It doesn't matter if this is like guaranteed to have no fallout. Somehow it will get under my eyes and it just sticks. So I keep my foundation off and I do it last just to make sure that I can clean up any fallout like completely so that it doesn't mix in with my foundation or anything like that. Pro tips. Alrighty, now with this large blending brush, it is from, I don't know where I got these brushes from, but they're really cute. So it's just a brush that has a fairly tightly packed end, but it's a really good blending brush. I'm going to just go into it with nothing on the brush and try to smoke out that line that I just created. Weird. feel like when I blended it, it turned a little metallic, which is kind of strange because I don't know what happened. My camera just died, so we're back in business now. I didn't do anything except to re-intensify the color because when I used this brush to blend it out, it seemed to turn a little metallic, which is strange because this is definitely a flat black color. So I just reapplied it and I'm going to try to smoke it out one more time. Alrighty, so I'm going to go back into the Subculture palette and I'm going to pick up this color, which is Axsis. It's a really pretty kind of forest green, and I'm just going in with this flat brush. I think technically it's a concealer brush. It's a large, tightly packed sort of flat brush, kind of like an eyeshadow brush. It's a concealer brush, whatever. So all I'm going to do is pack this onto my lid. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is take the same blending brush that I used for the blending out the black. I'm going to, I just can't talk right now. I am going to go back into Subculture and I'm going to go in with Untamed. I don't know if this is a good idea. And so I'm running Untamed along the very top of the line that I just laid with the darker green, and I'm just trying to diffuse that a little bit. And as I'm diffusing, I'm just going to pull it out to the corner. My camera stopped recording again. I don't quite know what's going on, but I'm just packing Axsis on the lid right now. I don't know what happened. I'm not getting near as much fallout. Yipes! I know it's probably driving some of you nuts because it is kind of bothering me, but I'm gonna have to wash it all anyways, so I'm just gonna do it when I can. So now I'm just going to go in back with that same blending brush that we used to deepen the crease at the beginning, and I'm going to go into the same color Dawn, which is this one right here, and I'm just going to diffuse that even further. Okay. I don't know how I feel about what's going on my face right now, but I'm still going to go with it because I'm a trooper and that's what I do. I think I'm going to stay matte. It's not something that I typically do. I like to have some sort of something, but I'm just not feeling it today, so I'm going to move to some, no, I'm going to pause it and go clean up my face. Alright, so I cleaned up some of that fallout. I just want to take a minute to kind of regroup because I'm not quite sure what I want this look to be. So So we are back. I just washed the fallout from my face and I need to take a second to regroup because I don't think this look is turning out the way that I want it to turn out. So I'm just gonna think a minute. Guess we can work on my face. Sorry, I'm a weirdo, in case you haven't noticed. So for my face, I'm just going to use my trusty beauty sponge. It's Real Techniques. I think it works just as good as the beauty blender. Don't let anybody fool you. You don't have to buy super high-end things. I mean, sometimes there is a difference in makeup quality, but in terms of like sponges and brushes and stuff, for the most part, you can just use whatever you can find in a drugstore. Real Techniques is a great drugstore brand. I know you can get it at like Walmart, you can get it at Fred Meyer's if you live in the Northwest, you can get it at, what is the equivalent to Fred Meyer's? I guess Albertsons would be the equivalent, I don't know, but either way you can find brushes at drugstores that will give you that flawless result that you see on Instagram that you like or whatever. So I just use my favorite go-to drugstore foundation, which is the Revlon Colorstay foundation. I'm in the color 150 and I use about 4 pumps for my whole face. I do all 4 on the sponge and then I just dot. And then you just blend it in. It's funny, some of the other YouTubers that I watch, like Bunny, if you guys know who that is, it's Graveyard Girl. The people who watch her videos comment on the sound that the sponge makes when it hits her face, which just cracks me up that people listen that closely. Well, my camera is pretty sound sensitive, so there's that. I feel like it's coming out really yellow, but okay, so once that's done, I'm going to go in with, again, bet you can't guess, Tarte Shape Tape. Fair is the color. It's hard doing this in the camera. I could just get my mirror out, but and then I usually do my contour and my highlight at the same time, but just for tutorial sake I'm going to do them both separately. So all I'm doing is blending it out with the same beauty sponge. Whoa, crazy cut. I did not realize that, again, my camera died, and I have been contouring and highlighting my face and talking you guys through it. Lo and behold, I wasn't even recording. So what I did was I took my Tarte Shape Tape and I did my triangles under my eyes, you know, the typical highlight down my nose, on my chin, the normal stuff. And then I took my Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation stick in the color Mink. Mink is great if you are pale skinned. As far as a contour goes, it's not super warm, and it doesn't have like a sparkly sheen or anything to it because it's a foundation stick. So now that I've placed my contour where I want it, I'm just going to, again, use the same sponge. How easy is this? But I'm going to use the clean side and I'm going to blend all of this out. If you are new to cream contouring, don't fret, just blend. I know it's going to seem extreme. Just blend your little heart out and it'll work out. Just blend. When you think you've blended, blend some more. I'm probably going to fast forward most of this because it's a lot of blending. Alright, so now that I just went back through and make sure everything was blended the way that I want it to be, I'm going to first set my under eyes, and to do that, I am going to use this Revlon Colorstay. It's a translucent powder. It's pressed. Man, I'm just not doing well today. So yeah, it's just a white pressed powder, and I'm going to go in with my Eco Tools large fluffy brush, and I'm just going to pat underneath my eyes to set. Center of my forehead and my chin. Once those are set with the translucent powder, I am going to go in and deepen that cream contour with a little bit of powder contour, and I'm going to be doing that using my L'Oreal Pro Contour, Infallible Pro Contour Highlight Palette. Just red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. Need to get my shit together. Infallible Pro Contour, Contour and Highlight Palette. Blech. This is also really great if you have pale skin. The color that I'm using is 813 Light, and it comes with, obviously, a contour and a highlight. I don't know if you can really see the sheen of the highlight, but it's really, really fantastic for a subtle highlight if you are just wanting to break into the contour and highlight game. I'm just going into the contour color, and this is the Lexi Tapered Highlighter Brush, and I'm going to follow this same cream contour. When you are contouring, it's always good to remember the number 3. If you do that, you can pretty much never go wrong. So when you are drawing a 3, you want to start up here. 1, 2. Super easy. You can pretty much never mess up your contour if you are doing that technique. So now I am going to get a different brush. I'm going to go in, I don't know what brand this is, but this is just an angled eyeshadow brush that looks like this. It's got a pretty loose pack on it, which is why I like it for my nose contour, because a lot of angled brushes are going to be super, super packed to give you that precision, but this one, it's a little fluffy, which is kind of nice. I think I figured out what's going on with the camera. I think it's a storage issue, not a battery issue. Again, thank you for dealing with these rough cuts. I'm sorry, I'm doing the best I can right now. Woo! So, as you can see, I did a little overboard on this side with my nose contour. Not a problem at all. Just take that same Lexi Tapered Highlighter brush, or whichever one you want, and just blend it out a little bit. So, now that all of that's done, I'm going to go in with my favorite part of any makeup look, and that, of course, is the highlighter. I'm going to go in with this Real Techniques brush. I don't feel like... It's a contour brush. That's funny. I use 2 different brushes for 2 different things. And I'm going to go in with that same palette. It's the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Contour Palette. And I'm going to go in with the highlight color, and I'm just going to place the base for my super highlight. It's a great highlighter for everyday use. It's not super blinding, but it'll still give you that sheen that you want with the highlighter. Now I'm going to go in with my Holy Grail Super Glow highlighter. This is the Jcat's You Glow Baked Highlighter, and the color is White Goddess. This highlighter is so amazing. I had an itch. Alrighty, so not bad right now, not bad. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and throw on some eyeliner and then just decide what I want to do with the rest of my face. For eyeliner, I'm going to be using the NYX Super Skinny Eye Marker. It looks like this. The color's black. The tip is really fantastic. It's fairly similar to the Stila highlighter, the Stila felt pen, which is this one right here. I actually like this one a little bit better. I feel like the felt tip is a little bit smaller, so it gives you just a little bit more precision. So let's go ahead. Where's my mirror? Let's do this. Alright, hopefully that'll be the last time we have a rough cut. So I just lined the inner points of my eye with the same eyeliner, and I'm really kind of digging this look. I don't even have any mascara on right now or fake lashes, which is pretty great. It's a good signal. So I think what I'm going to do right now is just fix my brows, and by fix them I just mean darken them up a little bit, because that's just a part of me. I love really dark, bold brows. I don't care if you like them or not. I love them. So what I'm going to do now is darken up the inner waterline I have, and where's all my stuff? I'm actually going in with the black powder from Colourpop, and I'm going to go in with that same brush. Making sure we're still recording. Ooh. Okay, so I'm digging the way this is turning out so far. I am just going to go in with this brush, which is, it's called an eye contour brush. I don't like the name of that. It is just a tightly packed dome brush that comes to a point. I'm going to go into the Subculture palette, and I'm going to use Axsis. And I'm taking the tiniest bit and then I'm going to go under the bottom lash line just to give it sort of that green kind of hue. So I decided that I wanted to do a custom lip, so I'm going to do a custom lip, but first I'm going to throw on some lashes. I have no idea where these are from or the name of them or anything, so sorry. And I'm going to do my lashes off camera because I'm just not that good, so I will be right back. Alright, so my lashes have had a little bit of time to dry, so now it's time to put on the finishing touches. I am going to do a custom lip color. The base that I'm going to be using is Jessica Leaves Kind, and the color is Pink Sequin. So what I'm going to do to create this base is I'm just going to take some of this is what it looks like, and I'm just going to place some of it on the back of my hand. And then I am going to take my lip brush I had another one. Sorry, I should have reorganized my station. Everything is just kind of strewn about right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the Anastasia palette and I'm just going to flake some of Axsis into the color lipstick that's on the back of my hand. It's lip gloss, not lipstick. So literally all I did was swirl it around in the pan so you guys can see that fallout is ready to come out, and I'm just going to dump it right onto the back of my hand. I don't think that is going to be as dark as I want. Let's give it a try. Reorganizing is something I should do. Gosh, I hope that's not super loud. Okie dokie. It always takes me kind of a ridiculous amount of time to do my lips. It just is what it is. I feel like I have uneven lip. Well, I know I have uneven lips, and it drives me nuts if my lipstick's not even, and 9 times out of 10, even when I finish everything, it's still uneven. So it just is what it is. I just gotta deal with it. Alrighty, so for a little finishing touch, I'm gonna have to cut out all of these freaking things of me just like searching around my feet. Silly, silly. All right. All right, I think that is the look I'm sticking with. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad, y'all. Okay, this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun making it. Thank you for sticking with me. Subscribe to my channel. I am going to be uploading a video every Friday of October. And I really had a lot of fun. And I guess that's it. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye.